Welcome everybody to a brand new week, a brand new Malaga Insiders. I'm not alone. My name is Chris Marquez. I am joined by the best of the best. They probably are the best Italian brain rots you can find around the world. I'm joined today with Tonie. Welcome, Tonie.
Thank you. Nice to be here again.
I'm joined by Pee Potato Paul. Welcome, Paul.
That's a new one. Yeah, I've not heard that one. Good evening.
And I am joined by Tim Cheese, Calum Gordon, all the way from Scotland as well. How are you, Calum?
What's happening, guys? I'm good. Thank you very much.
We are all fine. Who is not so fine, probably, is Funes after last Monday's loss against Miranda. That's the first topic we are going to talk about. We have some topics to talk about, so we have somebody on the background telling us every week that he wants to aim us for 45 minutes. We also do a 50-minute extra without a Patreon account. So you should thank us all for not being on Patreon. We are still free, as it should be. So let's dive into the loss at Mirandes, at Danduva. I will start with the lineup. I have it. I prepared myself very well this week. Alfonso Herrero on goal, Carlos Puga, Einar, Chupe, David La Rubia, Nino, Dani Lorenzo, Isa Merino, Rafita, Recio, and Rafa Rodriguez. What did you guys think of the lineup?
Who's going first?
I'll go first. I thought it was a good lineup. Obviously, Recio came in because there were suspensions and an injury, but I was quite surprised that when Nino was starting, I thought he would be probably more up front with Chupe. Obviously, I'm being out on the left. I felt he wasn't as effective as he usually is when he plays something more from the middle. So I felt we lost out on his potential a bit more. But as I say, the rest of the team sort of picks itself right now, doesn't it?
Paul.
Yeah, I mean, it was with the two suspensions of Murillo and Dautor. It was who was going to be coming in. Recio obviously comes in, which is like for like replacement, which is fine. Obviously, Montero might have been in there, but I was a bit surprised that Rafa played because he seems to be an impact sub, and it's when he's on from the start. He doesn't seem to do much. I thought maybe. Again, it was a like for like, so he goes into number 10 where Dautor plays, but I thought Juanpe could have came in and Daniel Lorenzo could have pushed forward, but as it is like for like. And as Calum says, yeah, playing the two up front, Nino and Chupe, he likes changing it up a bit with Joaquin Munoz not playing on the left, but I thought that maybe against Mirandez, I thought we maybe should have went with Joaquin instead of Nino. And put Chupe through the middle, but it was what it was. It's a fine lineup. It's a good enough lineup, I thought. Obviously, it's good to have options as well to change it up.
Tony, what did you think?
To be honest, when I first saw the lineup, I was kind of happy with it. Only surprise is kind of Juanpe as well, kind of agreeing there with Paul. I did think that the lineup itself was quite good because, like Chupe and Nino, they both are good in form and they play quite well together. So, and he rotates quite a bit with Joaquin every other game, it seems like. So, on the startup, it made sense.
For me, I said it in last week's podcast. I had a few things. When you're playing a team like Mirandes who are last on the table, I wouldn't start with a 4-4-2 because what they're going to do is try to wait for the mistake you're going to make. And that's the only moment they will get out. And the rest of the match will be parking the bus in their own box. And when you play with a 4-4-2, I don't think you get through very well. You don't have the chance in front of a big block of Mirandes players to be decisive or to get through to the box. So I totally agree with what Paul says. Another thing I said last week is I wouldn't start with Rafa. I would probably have chosen for Pompey or maybe Aaron Ochoa. Because when there isn't a lot of space on your opponent's half, you need creative players. And Rafa is not a creative player. He gives it all. Has a dangerous shot on target, but he can't create you any chances or give a decisive pass or anything like that. He's not somebody who is the man behind an attack, as Doutor is. Um, so I understand maybe that Funes will say, or his response was, I don't change my team to an opponent. But I think in football, sometimes you have to change your strategy or your formation if you're playing against a bottom table team because they have more to lose and they will play this kind of football where they will all get behind the ball and trying to get that one mistake of you and convert that into a goal.
Yeah.
Oh, so quiet.
No, I just felt like, as I say, like, I didn't feel we started with a 4-4-2. I felt it, to me, looking at it, was more 4-3-3 because I felt Nino was like playing left. Nino was playing for me where Wacky would usually play. He wasn't playing directly through the middle with Chupi. I felt the kept going over to the left. And if that's the case, you're taking every kind of danger that he has away for the team.
But there's also directly the problem I got because Nino from the left didn't work at all, did
No.
it?
He doesn't know because he's not a left winger, he's a striker. So I don't know why.
Yeah, all our attacks came from the right wing and
Yeah.
none from the left.
I felt Puga was probably a most dangerous attacking outlet, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest, I think he was probably the most likely getting up and down, delivering crosses, running at his fullback. I just felt that the minute they got the goal, they just started living around behind the ball, and we couldn't break them down. We weren't good enough to break them down. They start every man, and they were deep, and we struggled. We got a lot of the ball, but we weren't really doing anything with it. We just kept recycling it side to side without actually really creating anything. And yeah, it was quite obviously it wasn't our best performance in recent weeks, but like Chris says, you're playing against a team that's bottom of the league. They're fighting for every point they can get. That was never going to be an easy game going away there, and they proved that. They didn't look a bad side, man, and they certainly didn't look like a team that were, in the sort of relegation zone. They've got dangerous players, but again, we keep saying it every time we can see the goals for a cross. We didn't deal with crosses into the box. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I do want to say something that before the match we get noticed of. That Mirandes, although on a match day they always open their ticket selling point, they had it closed for this match.
That's fucking
great part of the stadium was empty, and there were, I don't know how many, but there were quite a few Malaga fans who didn't get into the stadium to see the match. And I think that is something horrible. That's a horrible deed from Mirandes because Mirandes is not close by. I understand you're lost on the table. But I think that Malaga fans who are traveling so far to see their team play, and there are tickets, there are seats available in the stadium. I think it's a horrible, horrible thing for Mirandes to not let them into the stadium and not open their ticket selling point. I think that's a horrible thing to do. And I think, besides of Malaga lost or won, I think this is a shame for football, and I think this is a shame for La Liga. And I hope Malaga makes a case out of this.
Yeah. Do we know why that was, Chris?
Their away section is being reformed,
Mm-hmm.
so that's close. It was their first match back in Anduva because they were playing in the Alaves Stadium.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
There was some Malaga fans there, though, Chris, wasn't there? There was.
There were
I
some.
Yeah.
So how did they get? How did they get in and almost did it? That's strange as well, isn't it?
Probably because they have friends living there, or had
Right, I
someone
see.
buying the tickets before,
Makes sense.
or they are living
Right.
close.
Yeah, right. I see.
But I think
Definitely.
this is a really
Yeah.
horrible thing, and I hope, I don't know, but I can only hope that Malaga takes some serious action.
Yes.
Yeah, against this.
Surely,
Yeah,
Chris, guys, surely the league have to be able to get involved because if they can't provide a valid reason to why the ticket office was shut or why they shut it, surely that goes against because you have to be you have to. I know here you have to be able to allow a certain amount of a certain percentage of away tickets to be sold. You can't just not let anyone in without a valid reason. Do you know what I mean?
What they could have done as well is create another away section
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
because there was enough. There was going to be enough space for everyone,
Yes.
but they just didn't want any Malaga fans in there.
Yeah.
And I think that is the case. And I think that's a horrible thing. So I think from now on, I'm going a bit against Meat on this. But that's just me. Let's go to the football. After 22 minutes, Mirandes opens the score. It was Carlos Fernandez who makes it 1-0. Somebody wants to say something about this goal?
Well, Calum started it already.
Nah, I'm going to get me started. Get to somebody else.
Yeah. I think you said it earlier on, Chris. It came from they were looking for a mistake, and for me, the mistake was Einar. He was too busy looking at the forward in front of him, running across him, and not looking at the ball. The ball comes in. It's an easy enough header for him. If he's watching where the cross is going, he clears that no problem. But he reacts too late. He's looking at the forward going across him, and then he realizes, oh wait a minute, there's the ball there. Misses it completely, and Fernandez is in, brings it down, and knocks it in the net.
Knocks it in, yeah. Then after 33 minutes, if I'm correct, Puga gets an elbow in his face.
Yeah,
With
referee gets nothing.
With the linesman 2 meters next to him.
Yep.
Sees it happening, and the ref says nothing, and the linesman says nothing as well. That would have been a second yellow card. Would you have given that second yellow card, guys?
Absolutely. That's a 100% yellow card, and it's not as if he's not looked and it's been an accidental swipe of the arm. He knows exactly what he's doing there with the elbow. So
you can yourself, guys. You don't just throw your arm back like your arm back like that. For no, you know what you're doing. The ref was up. I hate to be like the guy who moans, but that ref, that's probably one of the worst refs that I've seen in a long time. He was absolutely terrible. He was ridiculous.
But if he's not seen it, the linesman is 10 yards away, looking straight at it.
Yeah. Can you guys understand that maybe when you're 33 minutes in, you would say, we're just into the match, maybe giving a red card.
For a
I don't think it's not,
maybe.
Yeah.
But not something like that.
100%. For like that incident, Chris, you can't ignore that and let that you can't let if it's like Paul says, a pure tackle or something like that, an elbow to the face, you can't ignore that. That needs to be looked at. Do you know what I mean? You can't just go play on because you're setting a precedent after that.
Yeah, I totally agree what you guys say, because this would affect the match in such a way that the outcome that we've seen Monday night probably would be very different. Then Adam Ochoa scores the 1-1, a bit of a strange goal. It was Nino, the ball comes in, and then, I don't know, instead of trying to hit it with his head. Nino makes a kind of what is it, Karate Kid move,
Yeah,
misses it, and the ball heads on Aaron Ochoa's head. And I don't even think Aaron Ochoa expected the ball, and it just went in.
yeah, it was good reaction for him to pop it back over the keeper. Oh, yeah, it was good
Yeah.
reactions. A good goal. And it gets you
Yeah.
back in the game, doesn't it? And then everybody's confidence is up and you think, oh, a bit of momentum, we might go on and win it. But it just wasn't today. It was just one of the nights, guys, unfortunately. Just that the stars weren't aligned for us. It was just unfortunate.
Well, yeah. After the goal, I mean, it's great to see Aaron Ochoa score a goal. I think that's good for him. It helps his confidence a bit.
Smallest guy
And
on the
you,
park that wins the header as well and scores the
Yeah.
header.
but
And
then
also, they were trying to bully him a bit as well. He got booked quite early on when he came on. They were trying. You could see they were trying to rough him up a wee bit. But yeah, sorry, Chris, Calum, I just wanted to
yeah,
add that.
then you think Malaga has momentum.
Yes.
Now we should push for the second.
Yeah.
But after the goal, we totally lost control on the midfield,
Yeah.
and we were nowhere. And it was Mirandes who were totally going for it.
Yeah.
Did that surprise you guys?
I thought the passing just became sloppy, didn't it? And we never really put our foot on the ball and started to control it. And the passing was all over the place. I think they upped the tempo a bit, but nothing that we shouldn't have been able to handle.
I think just a little bit of anxiety as well, because I remember one play where the whole of Mirandes was just attacking, everyone was just shooting, but the ball just kept going back and forward, and it wasn't really getting a closing to it. So everyone was just like, I think it was a little bit of a panic. Like, I don't know, it was Malaga did not have the control over it anymore.
I think Malaga was looked nervous the whole match.
Yeah.
Yeah, great point. That's what I was going to say, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know why though.
Very nervous.
They never looked in control. They never looked in control the whole night. They didn't.
No.
But I don't think Malaga, like, they were like out of control during the game. Like the first 60 minutes, even though we were losing, I was not like sitting here like we were not playing good or like it was not really flowing, but it was just not good enough attacking wise. But I think after
Do you know
like, we scored, it just dropped. I think they got too nervous then, exactly.
Like, do you know Tonie as well?
Right.
The passing disjointed as well, yeah.
So I looked at the passing stats, and most players still have like pretty good, like the balls reach. It's just all the duels were lost. We didn't win a lot of duels compared to Mirandes. They won like 47 duels, and we only got like 38.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's kind of like the point, especially on like the midfield was not great anymore after the 1-1.
It was horrible to see how much space we left on the midfield.
Yes.
On the center of the pitch. That's what disturbed me most about this whole talking about the football. That's what disturbed me most. The spaces we left on the center of the pitch, it was incredible. Defense was too far behind. And there was just, I don't know, oceans of space on the midfield. And you saw how after 70 minutes that Dani Lorenzo was done.
Yeah.
He had to make so many kilometers on the center of the pitch. I think we lost it there. That's where we lost the match.
I just feel we're so disjointed. Even look at the situation where the ball's coming over and Recio and Galileo are both running for the same ball, and Recio takes a swing at it, and the boy, I mean, it's like just there didn't really seem to be like any kind of communication or and then just a panic setting, and he just went to kick the ball and Galileo had to chase the guy into the corner. It's like just get it back to the keeper. He just panicked, and I don't know where he tried to play it, but they ended up just putting ourselves under pressure. It would just be things like that have been quite haven't been happening recently. But as I say, these performances
I think Recio was so nervous.
Yeah.
And made so many mistakes together with Rafita, who also didn't look very well last Monday. And Puga defensively also made some mistakes that it all came down a bit to Einar Galilea.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me, and maybe I'm biased because we interviewed him last Thursday.
Yeah,
But he is an amazing defender, center back,
yeah.
if you ask me. And I
I
think
don't
the
think
only
that's any shade on him. You know, I mean, you're just being honest in your opinion. I think just you're missing a couple of key components, a centre back, and you take out a midfielder that usually plays, and it's obviously been it's affected the team. Or you know, obviously important cogs in the system, and then you take a couple of them away, and then it can affect things. I know guys are coming in, but when you've had a run of games, 6, 7 games with the same team, you know, the connections, once
Yeah.
they start getting broke up, that it can affect things. So I think that's all it's been, guys. You know, like we were in the game, you know, at 1-0, we won out, but we got back in the game. And like you said, Chris, you would think that we were going to go on and maybe go on and win it, but we went back the way. We looked like the team that was then going to go on and get beat. It was just
yeah, no,
just a bad night.
already felt that it was going to be probably the most difficult match of
Yeah,
this of the past 6 matches, because you're playing against the bottom table team, and
yeah,
if there's something they're not going to do is play football.
yeah.
That's the only thing they're not going to do. They're going to give you the ball and wait for you to make a mistake, and they'll just wait to sit back, and that's the most difficult thing to do, because when a team plays like that, they don't give away much space on their half, so it's very hard to create something, because there will always be this block of Mirandes players. After 87 minutes, it was again referee Moreno Aragon, who wanted to be the hero and zero of the night, because he, I don't know, he gave away a penalty. For me, it was a little present for Mirandes,
Yeah.
who didn't even complain.
Oh,
A very strange moment. It was Puga grabbing the shirt of a Mirandes player, but in a way, players grab them at every corner.
yeah.
So if he gave this penalty, then he should have given probably 4 or 5 penalties more this match, isn't it,
But
guys? What
but
do
the
you think? What do you
Miranda
think of the penalty?
The Miranda's, for me, the Miranda's guys pulling his shirt as much as Puga's pulling his. For me, it's just two guys, and there's not really much of a pull. It's just both of them are holding each other's jersey. You know what it reminded me of? It was it Resio a few weeks ago. Remember, we gave away the penalty, and it was like the guy basically just had a hold of him and then turned and just threw his shirt to the ground. I can't remember who we were playing. It was like that's straight away what came to my mind. It was like both of them are pulling, and then the guy just fell to the ground. And that's what it was like there. There was no foul. It was two guys holding each other's jersey. So if you're giving a foul, then you need to give a foul against Mirandes as well. Because he was fouling Puga as much as Puga was fouling him. I couldn't understand. I'm like you. It was a gift.
Well, a few minutes later, the same thing happens at the other side of the pitch, with Einar,
Yeah.
and it's not a penalty.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
here's the point a bit, because a lot of news came this week about VAR. Well, why didn't VAR didn't interfere? Well, that question is easy, because the moment the ref whistles and there is contact in any way, VAR won't interfere. Those are the rules. We can like it, we can dislike it. This week, a journalist with the name of Fauto also mentioned that if a referee gets called twice in a match by the VAR, that the referee goes into the fridge the next week, so they are punished.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a bit
I've
sick.
seen, yeah, I've seen over the, not just in, obviously, Segunda. I've seen some terrible refereeing just across Spanish football in the past 2, 3 weeks. You know, a couple of penalty incidents, and it's like, I think just the officiating all round it's a lot to be desired. And that for me on Monday was the perfect example of there need to be something done. I don't know if these referees at this level are they full time or do they have day jobs, and I don't know, but that was an unacceptable refereeing performance. Whoever
Well,
reviews these people, he shouldn't be refereeing in the league for a few weeks. He should be down about 4 tiers refereeing the amateur or the femeninos or something, because he's not good enough to be refereeing in Segunda. I'm sorry, but he's not.
I'm going to add some more things to this. Moreno Aragon has been the ref for Malaga in 16 matches, where Malaga only won 6 with him being the referee. And it's not the first time strange things happen with Moreno Aragon. Because last season against Burgos, 2 red cards were given to Burgos and were corrected after VAR. So they were taken back.
I remember that.
And in that same match, Isan Merino gets a red card for an aggressive action, which didn't exist. That was last season. In the season 22-23, Genaro got a red card against Racing Santander at the start of the second half. Later that season, Levante away, a legal goal of Ruben Castro got cancelled by VAR. In the season 2020, Lomban received a red card for an action where there has been no contact whatsoever with the rival player. And the same season, there was a red card for Yanis Ramani against Logroñés. And that same season, Malaga received a red card, and it was Joshua Mejias who saw the red card after only 60 minutes into the match. Doesn't help, is it?
Sounds a bit
Doesn't work in
one-sided
his
to me,
favour.
doesn't it? Yeah.
I remember most of those incidents. The Lomban one was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in conspiracy theories. Maybe I do, but then I choose not to believe in them because I think it's better to live in a world where everybody's happy instead of knowing that there's a whole plan being folded out on the background, which I can not do nothing about it. I just think this is a very, very bad referee, and I don't think it's against Malaga. I don't believe that. I honestly don't.
Do you have any stats, Chris, on whether he refereed any games when Escase was playing?
No.
I just wondered if he maybe missed half of Escase's fouls and left them on the pitches to send them off.
Could be. But I don't know. I think it's not only at Malaga. I mean, the level of referees in Spain, even in Primera, is so low compared to the rest of Europe.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And if you look how the VAR system works with all the rules around it, I'd rather have no VAR than have VAR, because having cameras and not using them and still not having 100% clean football match, then I'd rather have no cameras and just let there be mistakes. That would be my opinion, because this is crazy. In basketball, hockey, tennis, they all have camera systems, and no mistakes are being made.
They all work though, yeah.
They all work, and with football, it's impossible to make them work.
Yeah.
Because
But
there
also,
are 1,000 rules. Because maybe, and that's another thing. Maybe the rules in football are too complicated.
It's nothing to do with the rules, mate. It's the folk that are managing the VAR. There's still human error in VAR. You can go to VAR, but it's still human beings that are drawing the lines for offsides. It's still human beings that are telling the ref to go over. Do you know what I mean? These people are they're not educated enough on it.
It's also people at hockey, for example. making the decisions at the referee. How I just don't understand. Did we make the rules of football so difficult? In some way, I would say yes, um, because a handball, for example, there are 35 million ways in intercepted in understanding it. Offside, we are not looking at if a player is totally over the line. No, we're looking at centimeters. If hair is over the line, it's offside. I mean, there are so VAR. A referee, if a referee gets called by VAR to check the cameras twice in a match, they are being put in the fridge. Yeah, well, banned for a week. It all doesn't help, does it?
It doesn't help when players throw themselves to the ground at the slightest touch as well.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
there's a
also a
contact
thing with
sport,
Mirandes.
well,
And I understand it from Mirandes, but they were complaining underground through the whole match. I just can't take it anymore.
I don't
Well, look at
think,
it.
I mean,
Yeah,
Mirandez at the weekend. I mean, in general, players are.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
the amount of penalties that are given for what they call it in
yeah,
Spain, penaltitos. You know, and they were meant to be outlawed. Say, well, we're not going to give them anymore, but they're still given. We have somebody stands on somebody's toenail and then they throw themselves
yeah,
to the ground like they've been shot, and then they go to the VAR and see, oh wait a minute, there was contact there, the slightest of contact, and it's a penalty.
yeah.
You know, and it's just
yeah,
the players aren't helping the game by doing that.
and that's not only with penalties; it's also with actions outside of the box,
Yes, yeah, well,
where
yeah, yeah.
where players are constantly laying on the ground, trying
Yeah.
to I don't know.
But
It's
you know why
starting
they're doing
to.
that, guys? They're doing that because these referees are giving them fouls. If the
Yeah.
referees weren't giving them fouls for it, they would stop it. Look at Galileo. Somebody ran in it. There were two players, there were two guys, two separate occasions. They were dribbling with the ball. They ran into him. He won the ball, and they just bounced off him and fairly started rolling about. It's like, what the fuck's going on here? Like, these guys trying to get penalties for running into somebody. Do you know what I mean? It's like it doesn't make sense how this like they play acting and these referees allow it to happen. You know, tell them to get up.
Or just ignore it. Some of them just ignore it, and then
Yeah.
after 10 minutes, the players get the message: oh, we're not getting these fouls. We might as well just play on.
Well,
Yeah,
that's it.
or why not show a yellow card?
Well, there is
Yeah.
that as well. Yeah.
Because you can get
Show a
booked for
yellow
diving,
card.
Chris, 100%. Yeah, you're right.
There's that action where Einar stands like this,
That's the one. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the player takes a dive. Give him a yellow card. I don't care if it's seconds.
yeah,
I mean, the FIFA, that's the organization who makes the rules, has to start doing this because it's killing football.
Yeah.
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 Because I, at this moment of my life, prefer to watch any other sports than football just because of the lying on the ground the whole time. It starts to bore me. It doesn't make football better. It doesn't make it isn't good for the
No.
sport.
I
It isn't
agree.
good for the fans who are in the stands.
No,
It's the same
football
with
has
time.
changed so much. Yeah.
It's the
You're
same
right.
with time wasting. Football is getting a really, really, really ugly sport to watch.
I wonder, on average, how long the ball's in play. You know what I mean? 50 minutes, 60 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's half an
Something
hour
like
and the
that.
ball's not in play. I mean, that needs to be addressed straight away. There needs to be something that's, you know what I mean? Because it's probably getting worse now as well with the play acting. In certain leagues, it'll probably be, the numbers will be down because there's more play acting in certain leagues.
I mean, people in England pay €1,000 for a season ticket
Yeah,
for the whole family. And England is not so bad, but in Spain as well. If you pay €1,000 for your family for season tickets to see 60 minutes of football instead of 90, something is going wrong.
£900 at Celtic for one person, for an adult, Chris. £900 for an adult to go and
Yeah.
watch. You know what I mean? A lot of average football, their own team included.
So yeah, time wasting has become a
Yeah.
major thing in football these days, and I just think it's ugly. And it's also nice to have to do some acting in getting a foul or getting even cards. I think it's ridiculous. Malaga lost. We had a run of 6. everybody in Malaga is angry, maybe. How are your opinions, guys?
Tony, you want to go first?
Sorry, I lagged out for me a little bit.
Oh,
I'll go first, Chris.
you go first.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't be so bad. I just think, for me, myself, I don't know about you guys, you're just going into it thinking we're going to win. You know, you're playing a team that's in the sort of in the relegation zone. For me, that was the worst part about it, is I was for a change, I was really optimistic. I was like, yeah, we're going to go here and win, and we're going to get the 7 wins on the bout. And I think that's probably the part that hurts the most is just that expectation now where I was expecting to win, where it's a Malaga fan, you know, it's quite rare to have that kind of expectation. But I just felt we were on that good a run that we were going to go there and obviously get the 7th win, but it wasn't to be. The guys have been great, you know, the manager's been great, so I'm not going to be too downbeat about it. I just on to the next one, and yeah, I just, as I say, it was just that hope that's the hope that kills you, isn't it?
Well,
The run's got to come to an end sometime. It's just disappointing in the way it did come to an end against the team that it did come to an end against. But yeah, as Calum says, we've been on a good run. Expectations were getting a bit high. Looking at that playoff pack there, and then potentially, you know, the promotion places in 1 and 2. But we've come a long way since Funes has come in, so I'm not too disappointed in that. We just have to pick ourselves up and see what the team's made of now that we've been beaten. We've got a perfect opportunity at home on Sunday to right that and go on another run. So we'll see what happens. But one loss out of the games that Funes has been in charge isn't the end of the world. They're fighting for their lives. It could have been against anybody. It happened against Miranda away from home. So be it.
I think that's the thing, that people are not angry but disappointed that the run has ended. Malaga is like a roller coaster. We are on a high, and if we lose one match, we touch the bottom again. I think, as you said, Paul, and I'm going to even say different. The start of this run might be the beginning of a beautiful new one. And I think now is the moment we are going to really experience what Funes is capable of. Because a team who isn't losing isn't very difficult to manage. It's how you manage a team after a defeat. Where it gets difficult. And Funes didn't have to put up with it yet. I think we all believe in Funes, that he's capable of get back into the winning mood. So I'm actually looking very much forward to it. And I will get to the results and the table in a few minutes, but not before we go to Tonie.
Yeah, I think the run was incredible. You know, like where we started off before the run, we were in kind of like dark place. You know, I was like, it was not looking good anymore. It was not. I was seeing like another season was going all down the drain again. But this run is really like make me see as well that this team is capable of a lot more and that we have the quality players, right? And yeah, we did lose now, and it was a little bit unfortunate with the penalty and with everything. We didn't play great, but I do feel like this team now has shown that they could win more games, and especially when we play against those stronger teams. Because when we play the 1v1 games, we are very good. It's just like the bottom teams is a little bit more difficult, I think, for our playing style. So,
and not only for us, also for Racing
Yeah.
Santander, for example, because they also lose to all the bottom teams.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Deportivo also got last week, just like a last minute win against Cultural away. So it's not easy. For no one it's easy, but that's why I do think it's nothing to. I'm not worried now anymore. Like those worries
That's
I
why
had
it's
like 7 games ago
yeah.
are gone.
I totally agree with all of you.
Yeah.
But there were also other results this weekend. Real Sociedad B drew 1-1 against Las Palmas. Burgos won 2-1 against Leganés. Albacete lost 2-0 against Zaragoza. Cultural Leonesa, our rival next weekend, lost against Deportivo La Coruña at home. Córdoba won 3-1 against Valladolid. Almería won 4-2 against Ceuta. Eibar won 1-0 against Gijón. Huesca won 1-0 against Cádiz. Castellón won 2-0 against Andorra. Granada won at home against Racing Santander. And Mirandes won against Malaga, of course. That leaves us at the 6th position on the table, and we are still in playoff spots. So, yeah, we sit in playoffs another week.
And the good thing is we've got the goal average 1 against Cordoba, who we're drawing now with, and Burgos as well. So that's always nice to have. So with the 38 points we have, same as those two, we will always end up above them.
Of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty good.
So-
it's also good for the run. And yeah.
I think the upcoming week will show where we stand with Funes and with the team. And if it will be playoffs, we have to look at, or maybe mid-table we have to look at, because I think both options are serious.
Yeah.
Yep.
Coming into the season, at the start of it, we just want to be out of that relegation battle, and
Yeah.
we're miles away from that at the moment. So all good as far as I'm concerned. Hit that 50 points and then see where we end up.
Yeah, but still, I can understand when you were third on the table last weekend, that it also, if the season ends and us not playing playoffs, but maybe just outside playoffs for the 9th or 10th spot on the table, if we end there, I can also understand that people will be, I don't know, a bit unhappy about it or disappointed. I could totally
I
understand
think people
that.
can be, but as long as, even though if we still end up there, I don't think it's fully fair, because it was just to improve last season. I think if we do that, then it is the objective is completed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think that we got Miranda as his best as well, because the position we're in. If we were playing Mirandes when we were just above the relegation zone, do you think we would have got their best? Do you think they would have maybe played us as hard as they did? I don't think so. I think they played us that hard, and that meant that much to them. It was like a final to them, because we're that high up in the league now. But if we were playing them under Pellicer when we're just above the relegation zone, maybe they don't quite approach it the same way. Maybe we don't get that. You know what I mean? I think we're now looked at as a team that people are looking to shoot down. You know, we've got a target on our back now. Whereas before we were just a team who were, a relative. I think people were just like maybe looking at Malaga as an easy 3 points, or a team that nobody expected to get beat by. Whereas now teams are looking at Malaga as, oh, this is a tough game. Malaga coming to us isn't going to be. They're not going to be walkovers. They're not going to be beat easily. We need to give them our best, and that's where I feel obviously the change in mentality is now, as we're no longer just.
This defeat can also help us to put our feet back on the ground. And I rather lose against Mirandes instead of losing against Castellón, Deportivo, or Racing, or Almería, or Córdoba, Burgos.
It's always good to get a reset. Definitely, Chris, I agree with that.
And if you have to lose, then let it be against the number last on the table, because
But the goal average doesn't really matter. We're not really gonna. I don't think we're gonna draw with them on points.
No, and I think we are all sure that Mirandes is going to get relegated anyway.
Yeah.
I don't see them making a comeback so big.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's impossible.
Well, they're not going to get penalties like that every week, are they? So.
Yeah. Then the news. Let's go to the news, because somebody will be very angry because we're already at the point where we have to stop. There are no last-minute signings for Malaga. at the end of the transfer season. Probably because everybody was in the Anduva Stadium in the north of Spain, in Basque Country. Yeah, Funes already said it. He didn't want any new players because he is totally fine with the team we have. You guys agree? A quick answer?
Yes.
Yeah, the important thing for me is whenever those players. That's the important thing.
Yeah. And renew the
Malaga
contract,
will-
and that's what they do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Malaga will get 1.5% of the transfer from Enesri from Fenerbahce to Al Ittihad. The Saudis pay around 14 to 50 million euros for the former striker, which will give Malaga around 225,000 euros.
It's always nice to have.
That nearly didn't happen, but it did in the end.
Yeah.
It didn't happen on the transfer date, but with permission of the FIFA, because paperwork wasn't correct. But the FIFA, agreed after the transfer window shut. And
Only after they'd not agreed to start with, though, because they
Yeah.
said they weren't going to do it.
yeah, and they ended up doing it.
Yeah.
I don't
And
care
the CA
about
must have quite
Fenerbahce,
have
and
some money.
I don't care. I don't care about the FIFA. I don't care about Fenerbahce, and I don't care about Ittihad. I care about the big money, the 225,000 euros, and the rest is not our problem, I guess. As said earlier, some Malaga fans stayed outside the Antuva because the ticket selling point didn't open. And another bit of news is that Real Sociedad B will play against Malaga in the Anoeta Stadium. So if you ever wanted to go to the Anoeta Stadium, there will be tickets enough. Knowing that Real Sociedad is a very, very nice club with a very beautiful stadium and nice people working there. Malaga has links with through Loren Juarez with Real Sociedad, and I'm sure that they're all about fair play, and there will be enough tickets, and they open their doors on the day itself, and won't be as stubborn as a team that is going to relegate the next season. Tonie, you have more news.
I have more news. At the end of the game, Juan Carlos Andres, the second in hand of Funes, got a red card and got now a match ban of 2 games. So he won't be there against the game against Cultural Leonesa and Real Sociedad B. So Funes' right hand is suspended.
Well, I understand those people have to be on the bench, but on the other side, what is it they do on the bench?
Yeah.
I mean,
give support to Funes.
I just think it's quite cheeky that he's given the assistant coach a yellow card, but he'll not give the players a yellow card for diving or anything like that, or elbowing a Malaga player in the face, but you'll send off a coach. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, just for saying that it wasn't a penalty as well, so nothing heavily or insulting was said.
but I mean, we live in 2026. Maybe in 1912 that would have affected in football.
Yeah.
But now he just got to work from home with a TV screen in front of him.
Yeah.
iPad, earphone in, and connected to Funes in La Rosaleda.
We'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's even better to work from home. These matches. And then you have some results for us.
Yeah, Atlético Malagueño won 2-1 against Jerez Deportivo. They were losing 1-0, and then in the 55th minute, Alexis Charamo scored 1-1, and then with a brilliant run at the end of the game in the 86th, he scored the winning goal, and Malagueño won 2-1, but are still on the bottom of the table with 12 points, and they're 17 points away from relegation.
Yeah, at least they have they have more than 10 points. That's a good thing.
Stakes your life.
Did Femenino play?
Yeah, Femenino play, and Femenino won 1-0. against direct rival, Sporting de Huelva, who were second in the league. Malaga won 1-0 with a goal of Futo in the 44th minute.
Oh, nice.
And they overtook Huelva and Malaga now. Femenino now second in the league.
Yeah.
And they have access to the playoff, to the promotion playoff.
That's
Amazing.
good news.
Good
That's
for them.
very,
Yeah,
very,
they're
very
still
good news.
8 points behind number 1 Sport Extremadura, what gives you direct promotion. But second, and they're on a very good run as well. So if they continue with this run, they might even challenge for first place still.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they
that's
already
right.
had an incredible run. How
Yeah.
many matches did they win?
They were
In a
like
row?
they did also like 6 or 7, no? And then they drew
Yeah.
against Getafe, and now
Yeah.
they are on 1 again.
Yeah, and they lost one, I believe. No, they didn't lose.
No,
they
they
draw.
won
It was a
6 in
draw.
row, then they drew 3, and now they
And
won.
last week they didn't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, and last week they didn't play.
I think it's incredible how Malaga Femenino is doing.
Yeah.
A really great job, and I think that we and also other media in Malaga should give them some more attention because they deserve it.
Yeah.
They're working very hard, getting results. They have a very, very, very stable team. I mean, almost every season, they're doing very well. I remember 2 seasons ago, they only lost 1 or 2 games, I believe, and they had so many points. I don't even remember. You remember that season, Paul?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah. But very good job from Malaga Femenino. Then we go to our preview. Who knows something about Cultural Leonesa?
Not very much. They beat us the last time, though.
Let me tell you then. They sit 20th on the table in a relegation spot. There's one player we all know who played for Malaga and is now a player of Cultural Leonesa. It was the first Malaga player we got on the Giricast for an interview. His name is Ivan Calero. They're on a preparation trainings camp, boot camp since Monday.
I hope they brought a boat with them then.
Yeah, in Marbella to prep against the match against Malaga, which I think it's a crazy thing to do. But they're here for 6 days. I hope they enjoy themselves. I definitely advise them to go to the Marbella nightlife. And if they want some good football chat, they can always join Matt for a pacha run. And I hope the whole bottle collection they have in the tavern and get pissed the night before the match. Their style of play, they play a 4-4-2, sometimes shifting to a 4-2-3-1. And they have a wide play, solid defensively, not high pressing, focused on structure and discipline. Players to watch: Manu Gusto, main striker and reference point. Luis Chacon, attacking partner, creative and mobile. Thiago Ojeda, key midfielder. And he's responsible for their balance and build-up. And the top scorer is Manu Gusto with 5 goals and Lucas Chacon with 4 goals. I have here that another dangerous player of them, Lucas Ribeiro, 4 goals this season as well, is suspended the next match.
That's
so
good.
he won't be playing. Yeah, that's all. Probably
So
all
that Calero is a top assist with 5, and he's like playing as a winger. I think he is at the moment.
No.
Well, it's quite interesting. Yeah, at least in the
Yeah,
last one, he was playing as a right mid.
He was a right back.
Yeah, he was a right back, and he's now playing as a.
That's interesting. The converted right back.
Yeah, with 5 assists, so he's playing very well for them.
That's very interesting. Their last 5 results, there's no win in it. Because they lost 4-0 against Las Palmas. They drew 1-1 against Real Sociedad B. They drew 1-1 against Andorra. And they lost 4-2 at home against Sporting Gijón. Lost 3-1 against Ceuta. And they lost last weekend against Deportivo La Coruña 0-1. So they don't really know what winning is the last weeks. What should Malaga do, guys?
Apart from win.
Yeah, but yeah, apart from win, maybe.
Okay. Well, Idar's is suspended, as you know, so we're going to have a different centre back again. So whether that's going to be Mario and Recio or Montero comes in, we don't know. Yeah, they've not been, as Tonie said earlier on. Deport struggled to beat them at the weekend. It was only a 93rd minute penalty from Jeremy that got them the 3 points. So it's going to be I reckon it'll be a tough game. But we're at home. La Rosaleda back in the team. Hopefully we'll be okay. We'll have enough to get us over the line in this one. But I've noticed that they've got Edgar Badía as their keeper, the old Elche keeper, who is a very good keeper. Have to be wary of that. He was a good keeper. Obviously getting on a bit now, but yeah, I think we'll have to. I mean, if they're a not high press team, we'll have to go at them and run at them, and try and break them down. And that's where I think, unlike last week, Joaquin Munoz should be playing to try to get it wide.
Yeah,
and get around the back and get the crosses in or cutbacks into the box, whether it's Nino or whether it's Chupi in the box. We'll find out, but I think that should be the lineup.
The good news is that Doutor is also back.
Yeah.
So that is going to help a lot on the midfield. I agree with you that we should start with Joaquin Munoz. I also guess my feeling is that Joaquin Munoz will start because he changes it a lot.
Yeah.
And if we're going to see a Nino from the wing, from the left wing, I think we're a bit fucked because that doesn't work. But
Yeah.
I truly believe that Funes has seen that as well. I think the important thing is the preparation towards this match. Weather is not great in Malaga. Schools are closed today, but schools are also closed tomorrow. I don't know how that will affect Malaga's training conditions. So that also plays a part. But we can say that with these weather conditions, Cultural Leonesa shot themselves a bit in the leg, traveling down to Marbella because that side is the worst of the whole province in Malaga, I believe.
yeah.
So yeah, it won't help them coming early to Malaga. I don't know. Any other things, guys? Malaga should change.
Well, I hope to see Montero in action because if not, it's kind of being like a useless signing, as a left-footed centre back. I think now Galilea's been off. I think he should have his chance. I was surprised that he didn't play last week, even though it made sense because he's more on the left side and Hertz on the right side. So I do hope to see him with Mourinho on the back.
Yeah, I also think if you don't
play him now, then what's the point of him?
Then it's a lost season for him and for us. Then it's
Yeah.
done.
Then we should have just got rid of him in January and at least do something else. So I hope he plays because I do think he's a quality centre back with a lot of experience. So he needs to get that confidence back.
He has showed his quality last season in Santander.
Yeah, he's good at bringing the ball out as defence as well. He's good on the ball, and I think we'll probably need that as well if teams sitting in.
Yeah. I think it's important to stay compact again.
Yeah.
If we stay compact, the defenders coming to the half of the pitch, then I think we will do a much better job than last Monday against Miranda, because think we failed a bit there. Defense didn't look quite well neither
I agree.
last Monday.
We need to defend better for me. I think we get back to some kind of solidarity in defence. And like you said, Otto come back. So I agree with Chris. If he's we get to play Nino and it's out on the left, you're as well just start with Joaquin.
Yeah.
Unless you're going to play Nino straight up with Chupe. Nino can't play left wing. And yeah, just be more confident. I just didn't feel we were that confident on the ball on Monday night. I don't know what was quite wrong with us, but I just think if we defend better, it gives the guys in front of the defence a bit more confidence to do what they can do. And like I say, we should be able to beat a team like this at home. I'm expecting nothing less than a Malaga win at the weekend. So let's hope that we get the 3 points.
Yeah.
And Paul, you're coming to Malaga, staying in Scotland.
No, I'll be with you on Sunday. I'll be across on Friday.
Good, nice. Then I'll make sure I'll be early as possible in Malaga to drink some Fanta with you. If you're traveling to Malaga, like Paul is,
Some Fanta.
Paul, make sure you put some extra bricks kilos in your jacket and bring something against the rain, because it's going to rain very hard on Sunday and it can be windy. So you being there on top of the stadium, those extra kilos might help you not flying around through La Rosaleda and maintain you in your seat. You are only allowed to stand up for cheering and singing.
Chris, I live in
Yes.
Scotland.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I don't want to call a name. There's one certain boy who used to be a part of this podcast, and I miss him every week. So I hope one day he returns home and he stops all the nonsense he's into. But that boy always comes with shorts to La Rosaleda, and it's not you. I think most people know it is. Don't wear shorts.
He
If
might be
you are
wearing
coming
shorts, to be
Sunday.
fair.
Yeah, probably. Then we always end the podcast with some cultural thing, and this weekend something starts in Malaga. Tonie, what is starting this weekend in Malaga?
I don't know, to be honest. I forgot.
You forgot.
Festival.
Carnival starts.
The carnival, sorry, yeah.
Oh, yes, Carnival.
Because
already.
when February arrives in Malaga, the city does not wake, it sings. Not softly, not politely, but with laughter spilling from balconies, verses enjoying through cajalarios and melodies wrapping themselves around old stone like memory. Carnival doesn't enter Malaga, it takes over its soul. The heart of it all begins at the COAC, the official Carnival song contest, where voices sharpen their humor, polish their pain, and turn everyday life into poetry. Chirigotas and comparsas stand on stage and say what the city feels but never writes. And among those voices, one spirit rises, stronger than the rest, the Malaguista soul. Because in Malaga, carnival and football are not separate stories, they are chapters of the same book. The official opening begins in Plaza de la Constitución. The pregón is proclaimed a poetic invitation, a call to play, a signal that Malaga's pulse has changed. On Sunday, the 8th of February, the Parade of Dreams at midday, the children costume contest brings laughter like sunshine over the square. Later, the Grand Carnival Parade marches through the historic center. Floats feathers, confetti, confession songs in costume. On Monday, in the days after the parade, the rhythm continues. Music in the streets, music in the plazas, and music in the heart. From dusk into late nights, voices rise and fall like waves. More contests, more songs, more laughter, a constant celebration of community emotion. Then on the Friday, the 13th, the Drag Queen Gala and evening performance light up La Plaza, a carnival of glamour and joy. On Saturday, it's the Battle of Colors, the Batalla de Flores. The Batalla de Flores brings a cascade of blooms, color, laughter, and confetti. It's a lot about confetti, by the way. Carnival concludes not with silence, but with a ritual. The entierro del boquerón, the burial of the anchovy, who marches to La Malagueta beach, where the anchovy will be burned and the city says goodbye to another year of carnival. If you are in Malaga next week, enjoy the carnival. It's different than in Brazil, it's different than in the Netherlands, and I don't think the Brits even have carnival.
Yeah, we do. We have well Galladies. I don't know about up here, but we have like Galladies in the summer.
Yeah,
So it's
it's in the summer.
like a parade through the streets. It's just like a
But
1 day thing. So every
but
area, yeah, that is not a week thing, no.
but carnival is the real carnival is in February.
Right, got you. Nice.
Um. So yeah, if you're in Malaga, enjoy the carnival and go with the flow. I'm going to say thank you, Tony. Anything you want to add? Not add.
No, it's been great. So yeah, nice to be here again.
Paul, did we forget to say anything?
Vamos Malaga. And hopefully we're saying that quite a lot on Sunday. And I'll see you at Bar Hermanos Madrid.
I will see you there.
Unless you make it down to Bar Benza on Friday night.
Ooh,
He's
that
not
sounds
allowed.
interesting.
It's not allowed. Not after the last time, no.
Last time was quite alright.
Yeah.
Calum,
Enjoy the rest of your week. You guys, the Malaguistas, the Geedies, everybody have an amazing rest of the week and enjoy the weekend and hopefully Malaga get a fucking win. You know what I mean? Let's go.
yeah. And what we forgot to say is that we don't have a kid rating this week because we already did the kids of Cultural.
Yep.
And remember, if you are from Greenland, we are ready whenever you call us. These were the Malaga Insiders for this week. Don't forget to listen. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow. And if you haven't watched it yet, the interview in the stands with Einar Galilea is out on Spotify and on YouTube. So if you haven't seen that yet, don't forget to go and watch it because he is a very nice guy and we had a good time. The only thing is that we had a little trouble with the audio. This was Malaga Insiders for this week. My name is difficult this week. My name is Chris Marquez. Thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching. And vamos Malaga.